Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm back with another review. It's been a little while. I had a situation that kind of took me out for a little bit. I don't know if you're allowed to say this on the internet anymore. I mean, I know on YouTube, when this first started going down, a lot of people, videos were getting flagged because of it. So I don't want to actually say the word, but I finally got the thing. It's been out for about 2 years now. So this is a review of Sicily. So if this is something that you're looking for, go ahead and stay around for this review. Thanks. All right, so here's the fragrance. We have Sicily, the bottle. I've had this fragrance for probably a month now. It's summertime. I live in Florida. It's gonna be summertime here for probably another like 2 or 3 months. It doesn't really die down until like I want to say November here. But it's okay. I'm gonna keep rocking my summer fragrances, my spring fragrances, even my winter and fall fragrances. I wear fragrances. As long as I'm in a controlled temperature environment, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about this fragrance. So this fragrance, to me, let's go ahead and talk about the notes. Well, actually, let's go ahead and talk about Mancera the house. Mancera, if you don't know, they make a ton of fragrances. They make fragrances for women. They make fragrances for men. You can find them in some certain department stores. They're sold online amongst several discounted websites such as Joma Shop and Aura Fragrances and fragrance.net, fragrancebuy.ca. In all of those sites you can buy this fragrance from. Don't ever buy a retail. I think they retail for like $180 or so or more, but you can definitely buy these things for a lot cheaper. These fragrances are usually powerhouses, and they also have another sister company, Montal. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this fragrance, Sicily. So this fragrance, to me, when I first sprayed it, it gave me a time of the past where I used to, as a kid, we had this area in our backyard that had a flower called a honeysuckle. And basically, with the honeysuckle, there's like this little, I don't know what you want to call it, but there's something inside the flower that you could take out from the bottom. You separate it, and it has this little nectar on the tip of it. And we used to taste it and eat it as kids. Not like eat it, like bite it or anything like that. We'll lick the nectar off. That'd be weird. I don't want to eat a flower. We used to do that all the time. We used to smell it. We could smell it from afar. It has a very strong aroma. So when I first sprayed this, it gave me that scent memory, and it has a very strong hold on me, man. This thing is this is one of those fragrances that's going to give me a memory of the time of the past. I love it. This fragrance for me is it leans heavy on, so my understanding before I review or first sniffed this, I thought it was a heavy citrus fragrance, and it is. It has a lot of the citruses, or a lot of citrus in it, but it's not just citrus that's in this fragrance. There's fruit in this fragrance as well, and the fruit is pretty strong. I mean, it has a different element. It's not like super sweet, at least to my nose. It's not super sweet, but it gives me a nice balance to this fragrance. Let me go ahead and spray it on again. The atomizer, as you know, on these new bottles are great. Yeah, man. So for me, that honeysuckle note is I believe it's coming from the mixture of the mandarin orange and the ylang ylang, and those two notes I believe are giving me that scent profile. Now again, there's not just those two notes. Let me go ahead and read you off the notes that are in this fragrance. So the top notes are mandarin orange, grapefruit, peach, pineapple, green apple, and bergamot. In the middle notes are heart notes. There's jasmine, ylang ylang, violet, and rose. And in the base notes, there's white musk and woody notes. They don't really classify what the woody notes are. That's okay. because I don't smell any woody notes in this fragrance. It might provide some type of depth, but I thought I smelled something possibly my first impressions, but no. This thing to me is citrus, it's fruits, and it's musk and florals. Now those florals kind of add like a nice depth to the fragrance. It might lean slightly feminine to some noses, and to be honest, I'll talk about that later. I'm gonna just focus on the scent profile. So this thing really, when you spray it, you get those citruses, you get the fruity notes. It kind of leans slightly like a tart. So some of those notes are kind of tart, like the pineapple. It's not like a juicy pineapple that's in Aventus. The grapefruit that's in here, it's not like a juicy grapefruit. The apple it's a green apple, so it kind of gives you more of a, all those notes are kind of like tart, and that's why I say it doesn't lean like super sweet. Yeah, man, this stuff is good. Like and then in the background you get the white musk, and then you get the florals. The florals is also in this fragrance. It's the Lang Lang is definitely present. This scent profile is also, because of the jasmine, it's a little slightly green. So again, so let me go break that down, the scent profile again for you. It's slightly so it's citrusy, sweet, floral, and musky, and all of those scent profiles kind of provide a very uplifting vibe. What I want to talk about next, now a lot of people talked about this fragrance as a like powerhouse, and to me it doesn't perform massively when I'm out in the heat. Summer, maybe because I'm living in Florida, it's destroying it. Maybe my scent, how my skin chemistry is not allowing this to perform. When I say performance, I mean the longevity. Like it doesn't last no more than about 6 hours tops on skin. And before those 6 hours, it starts to die down at around like the hour and a half mark. So it's not projecting heavily past that mark. Now it does, when you first spray it on, you get a very nice scent bubble. People will notice you. It really gives you a nice aura around you. So that is there, but it just doesn't last. It doesn't last as long as I expected it to, and maybe that's okay. You know, you could always, this is a 120 ml bottle. There's a lot of juice. I believe the longevity is okay. It's satisfactory. It's just not as strong as I thought it was going to be. Next, I want to go ahead and talk about the similarity. Is this any similar to anything that I've smelled in the past? I'm going to say no, mainly because, like I said, this leans slightly feminine, and due to that, you know, due to it me not smelling too many feminine fragrances on my skin, I don't have too much to compare this to. It doesn't remind me of anything, and maybe it just doesn't remind, you know, maybe there's no scent profile like this. Maybe it's its own fragrance. Reading briefly through the comment section on this fragrance, I didn't really see too many people saying this smells like this smells like that. So I believe Sicily is in its own wheelhouse. Is there a character with this fragrance? None. It doesn't transform a lot. It doesn't transform. Again, I believe that's okay. There's not a ton of character. There's not a ton of depth. It would have been nice if the woody notes that were in this would have came forward more. The musk is nice. That's in this fragrance. Now appeal, like I said, now let's go ahead and focus on that. So since this is a unisex fragrance, it's classified as a unisex fragrance, but it leads slightly feminine. So I believe not everybody is going to enjoy this fragrance. And everybody, I mean men. Not every man is going to enjoy this fragrance. So this is not a safe blind buy if you're a man that isn't comfortable with wearing florals in your fragrance. And then because of some of the fruits that are in this fragrance, peach is in this fragrance. I do get it off my skin. But because of that peach note, it's a note that isn't in too many men fragrances. You get grapefruit in men's fragrances, apple, you get pineapple. and you get mandarin orange. But peach is not a note that you really regularly find in men's fragrances, so that's going to be off-putting as well. So some of the florals, some of the peach note is going to be a little challenging to some men. So men, sample it if you can. These fragrances, you know, you can get it for like about $70 or so. So if you want to blind buy it, you're not gonna lose a ton of money if you decide to resell it, because Mancera, they have a strong following amongst the fragrance community. Sorry guys, I'm still a little under the weather right now. But for the people that are okay with you know, kind of unisex fragrances that lean slightly feminine, or people that are okay with, like, you know, challenging what they actually wear, or are comfortable with what they put on their skin, they're comfortable with their masculinity, then you'll be okay with this fragrance. But again, I do think you should sample this fragrance if you're a man that isn't okay with fragrances that
lean slightly feminine.
But I like it. And this seasons, as far as seasons go, you can wear this fragrance during the winter, fall. You can wear it's fall, spring, winter. You wear it whenever you want. It honestly might perform better in the spring than in the summer heat here in Florida. Occasions, I can see this being on a woman dressed up. I can see this woman wearing a gown, wearing this fragrance, smelling awesome, beautiful. Another reason why I believe this fragrance is leaning slightly feminine, when I first sprayed it on, my wife was like, "Oh, that smells great, but I think it will smell better on me." And she felt like it was a feminine fragrance. She felt like it was a fragrance not necessarily meant for me. And she was like, "Which fragrance is it?" Because she wanted to wear it. Occasions, I believe women could definitely pull this off if you want to dress it up. I believe men, we could pull it off if we just want to wear a white t-shirt and, you know, something casual. I would wear this, you know, if I'm trying to dress up as a man, I'm going to wear something else. But this is like a nice casual scent to me. Occasion, I'm going to spray this when I'm just trying to be uplifted and just trying to like chill. Value, this fragrance is sold again at discounters for about 70, 75, maybe 80. Some discounters do sell it for around maybe like $90, but I got this for about I believe it was 75. And that's a great deal. This, again, Mancera fragrances, you get 120 ml, and I believe you're not gonna lose out on this fragrance if you decide to buy it. So overall, this fragrance is really nice. I really enjoy it. I love the scent profile personally. For me, it brings me back to my childhood. It does lean slightly feminine, but I'm okay with that. The projection is pretty strong for the first like hour and a half or so, but the summer heat does destroy it, so it starts to become a skin scent fairly quickly. Even without the heat, it starts to become a skin scent after about 2.5 hours, and it doesn't last. You have to really put your nose up to it. It becomes really soft, and it becomes like slightly more musky. The florals kind of die down, and then the citruses are still present, and it's slightly sweet and slightly sweet, slightly citrusy, and slightly musky at the dry down. It doesn't perform the way I thought it was going to, but I believe that's okay. And because of the reasons that I've mentioned, I'm gonna rate this fragrance an 8 out of 10. So I believe I appreciate Mancera's Cedra Boise a little bit more than this. I appreciate Oud Blue Notes a little bit more than this. If you go back and watch my review of Blue Notes, I did mention that it was 8 out of 10, but if you look at my comments section, I did correct that. I'm a little cautious with my ratings. I didn't want to rate things too highly, but I realized I have to rate things based on how I really enjoy them. So if you look back at that review, in my comment section, I rated it as a 9 out of 10. It's more of a 9 out of 10 fragrance for me. All right, guys, I really appreciate you coming by. I'm sorry it took me so long to put out this review and come out and come back on the camera again. It just took me a while to kind of feel comfortable enough to get back on the camera after, you know, getting sick. And I'm still a little under the weather, but I'm better now. Thanks for coming by. I hope you appreciated this review, and go ahead and check it out. Sample it. Let me know if you feel about it. If you've already sampled this fragrance in the comments section, let me know your thoughts. Till next time, you guys stay safe. Take care of yourselves.